Hey y'all,
I'm John.
and I'm Kim. Thanks for joining us for another episode of Magnolia Peach Tea Podcast, where we share real life stories to help you navigate life's ups and downs.
Be sure to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok for updates.
Now let's get to the tea. Hey y'all, thanks for joining us for the continuation of Dating After Divorce.
Your picture on your profile,
Bruh. Got a match?
Yeah,
Like live in color.
Yeah, because honestly, I like when I first started dating, I was on the app, and then I met this guy on the app, and he was, his pictures were, nice pictures, and maybe I was a little vain. I don't know what it was. But then when we met, first of all, and he had flip-flops on. And so, like the restaurant wasn't a McDonald's, but it wasn't like a, upscale restaurant. It was kind of like in the middle. It was a first date, right? Mm-hmm. And he showed up in flip-flops. Mm-hmm. And then I was like mad because I had spent all this time trying to figure out what I was going to wear. And he came in flip-flops and shorts. And then told me he had a gout flare-up. That's why he had flip-flops on. Mm-hmm. And then when I looked at him, I was like, man, like I'm sitting at the table pulling up his profile because I'm like, this is not the same person I'm talking to, because I thought I was talking to the wrong person. I thought I was kind of meeting the wrong person, so I was like,
catfish.
This can't, exactly.
Catfish.
Yeah.
Y'all been catfish before?
That's why the rotation has to be quick. You hit like, we talk on the app, we transition to the phone, FaceTime me, and then we can go from there. Yeah. All in one day.
Yeah, I got catfished. Well, I mean, I'm not going to say catfish, but she used some angles and some filters, and then it was probably like 4 or 5 weeks. Oh, let's meet up. Met up in a park, just like, hey, let's meet up in a public place, middle of the day. And I pull up, and I'm looking like, who the hell is that? And she come up here, hey, and I'm like, oh, no.
Right.
Yeah, we're going to exit stage left.
But right. Yeah, again, social media filters. I say filters all the time. Like they have you looking like a totally different person.
Yeah, that's bad.
Yeah.
So I guess that makes it difficult to have trust within these relationships or trying to start a relationship when there's so many layers to it. You got to try to find out if the person you're talking to is actually the person that you're going to meet. Then okay, when you do meet that person, are they being their authentic self? Then you gotta okay, is there something deeper? Right. Are they married? Are they pretending to say that they have this high paying job, and then you find out later that, hey, it's not what it really is?
So it's a lot to weed through. And honestly, that's the reason why I probably don't date as much, is because I don't have the time, patience to even weed through it. It's like, I'm good. I'm good.
Do y'all investigate?
I do.
Always. I mean, the internet is your best friend. Once I get that first name, last name, let me look and see, okay, have they been married before? Is there not something like criminal that pops up and is like, whoa, hey, you didn't tell me about this? Or, they got an ex-husband that's, was in a drug ring, and it's like, hey, I need to be careful when I'm around you because I don't know what's going on. But that's you have to investigate. You have to always second guess because, like I said, they're out first, and even on the social media apps, they're putting out their representative. It's who they want you to perceive them to be, and you have to determine, are they actually who they perceive themselves to be, or are they putting on the front?
And try to get as many people as they can to like.
Well, that, or you trying to figure that out before you meet them in person, because if you know this before I meet you in person, I'm making a conscious decision whether I want to go through with it or not. If I meet you and you so claim, you work downtown, I'm a financial investment planner, and you meet them and they can't count to 12, you got a problem there.
Or they're a financial advisor and they living with their mama. What? Or so I had one. He was in a relationship. It was an open relationship. So I was like, huh? He was like, yeah. So she has a boyfriend and I can date. Yeah, I can't do that. Yeah, I can't do that. I can't do that. And then you have the men who are overly aggressive sexually. That's all they talk about. You gonna get blocked. If you ask me for a picture, a full body picture, you're gonna get blocked. Cause that tell me right there you're looking for
physical
more than anything
right
else.
So yeah, you're gonna get blocked. I'm not gonna swipe.
But do you think it's totally about them looking for something physical? Because I feel like men are more visual, so when they ask, oh, can I get a full body pic of you? Yeah, some of them are being creepy, but I feel like some of them are like, okay, let me see now if I'm going to have some sort of attraction so I can move on from there.
I can see that, but if that's how you drive the conversation and that's all you ask for is a picture, let me see a picture of your full body picture. Turn around. I want to see. Baby, no. Yeah, no. I'm not going to do it, and I'm going to block you. Yeah. Move on to the next.
Well, I'll say for me, the physical will enhance what I experience with that person. For some people, the physical drives.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. If physical is driving you to want to speak to me or to see if you want to keep talking to me, then we're not going to do it. So but if we've been texting or on the app for like a couple of weeks and then you ask to see a full body picture, I'll probably send it to you. You're not going to like it. Because it's not gonna be, it's not gonna be nothing like.
So you don't put one up there?
No.
I always put up a picture that's not as flattering because I'm like, if you like this picture, when I get dressed up, you're gonna like it even more. Yes. So we good.
Yes.
Well, so the physical draws you there, the personality and everything else will keep you there. But at the same time, it is nice to see a full body because, like I said, the one that I got kind of catfished
they
on.
do, yeah.
It was angles and lighting and filters, and I'm like, oh, hey,
yeah, I can see it from both ways.
And with COVID, I like the dating app thing in COVID because you had to put information out front that I didn't have to pull out of you. And then I could kind of see, okay, this is what she's telling me up front. Let me delve in further to see, one, is this true? What else I can gather to say, okay, I'm interested in her, or nah, I thought it was, but I'm just going to let it go.
Another red flag. If you're very eager for me to meet your family, block. Yeah, we're not. I don't want to meet your mama. I don't want to meet your sister or your brother. No. I've only known you for 4 weeks. Why are you trying to take me to the family reunion?
Well, that's just
no.
Well, okay. So how long before you want them to meet? I won't even say family. Just meet someone.
Like a friend?
No, like somebody in your immediate circle, family-wise. Because you've got some people that be like 3 weeks in. Hey, come on. Yeah. Let's go meet so and so.
No. I don't know.
You got some people that be like, I don't want you to meet my family until we about to get married or anything.
If we're not serious, we haven't had the conversation that we're in a serious relationship and that we moving to be something. We moving to see where this goes. I don't want to meet your family. Because I think that's awkward to meet family and then you disappear.
Yeah, like what?
Such and such go. Right. What happened to such and such, baby? She came to the family reunion.
4 weeks later. 4 weeks later.
Well,
exactly. We're not together no more.
Yeah.
Well, then that's when you get the new person coming in. Oh, you remember you used to date so and so? I liked her, and it's like,
right.
Now they looking at you crazy, like, well, why your mama talking about this person like that?
Right. Nah. Yeah. Oh, another red flag. I tell people I'm divorced, right? If you are driving the conversation regarding why I am divorced, why does that matter to you? Why would I tell you that? And I'm trying to get to know you. Are you trying to see what was done wrong so that you can be sure that you do it right or that you do it different?
So how do you handle it so they ask you,
I'm divorced.
Have you been married? Okay, so what happened in your divorce? Why are you no longer divorced? Why are you no longer married?
Yeah, we're divorced.
Okay.
I mean, I don't feel like I need to.
Topic of
discussion.
discussion.
I don't feel like I need to tell this quote unquote stranger my personal stuff. Now, if we 2 years in, and I'm not saying 2 years, but like if we in for a while, and then I decide I want to tell you about that situation, then I'm gonna tell you. But if you are kind of asking, because sometimes they ask a lot of questions about what he did. Why? You know him? If you know him, then I need to exit. Because why you want to know?
Yeah.
Are you trying to take notes so that you don't do the same thing, or are you trying to take notes to see how he got caught so that you don't get caught when you do the same thing? No, I'm not doing that. We're not doing that.
How do y'all bring up the topic of y'all divorce?
With me, I was upfront with it. Came out, told him I was divorced, recently divorced, let him know, and kind of gave him, hey, this is what happened. Because from that, I'm kind of letting you know, hey, I'm not perfect. I made my mistakes. I had to grow from it. I'm not that same person. I mean, I can look at it right now. From where I am now to where I was 5 years ago, I'm not the same person. Like, I've had to...
But, like, if she keep asking questions, like, if she keep kind of, like, bringing it up.
So...
Like, I don't like when people bring up, oh, when you was married, did y'all do X, Y? Why we got to talk about that?
So,
like,
I mean, I've been upfront enough to the point where you shouldn't have to ask me anything about it. So, like, this is what happened. I was married. Things went their separate. We went our separate ways. We got divorced. Now I'm with you.
But sometimes men don't, that's not it. There's still all these questions about what he did. What did you do to cause him to do?
It sounds like he just checking to make sure he don't get caught.
Exactly.
Like,
again.
That'll they just
let me see how you did it, how you found out,
right?
So that I can make sure you don't find out with me.
That'll they just nosy.
So, what's your most memorable dating experience?
I met this guy online. We talked for a couple of weeks, and he was like, okay, let's meet. We met for like a date thing for the coffee stuff. And having coffee, getting to know each other. He says, so are you into bisexual men? No, I'm not. I'm not. Oh, okay. Are you bisexual? Oh, no. I was just asking.
Why?
Okay. All right.
Why would you ask that? What kind of
question? The last thing I heard from him, he was asking me if I had made it home okay, and I blocked him because that's a weird question. And then for you to say no, I'm not. So why you ask if you're not
bisexual?
Yes. No, I'm not.
Yeah, I don't get that one. Ash, you got a memorable dating experience?
I don't have a funny one. Like I said, I had a really bad one.
Crazy. What's your bad one?
Well, I met this guy on a dating app. We talked for a couple weeks, and then we decided to meet each other for dinner, to meet in person. So when I got there before him. So I was like, okay, I'm going to go sit down. I'm just text him that I got there or whatever. And so when he comes in, he was like, oh, hey, how are you? And I was like, how are you? And he was like, oh, can I have a hug? And I was like, okay. And so after he hugs me, he was like, I knew your titties were going to be incredibly soft.
Wow. Wow. Oh, let me go to the restroom. I'm going to go to the restroom.
And I was like, huh? And he was like, oh, I'm just joking. And then I was like, okay. So I sat down. We had dinner or whatever. Gosh. And then at the end, you know how you're kind of like trying to break away from the conversation just to kind of get in your car and go?
Yes.
So he's like, where are you parked? And I'm like, oh, just over there somewhere or whatever. And I was like, well, thank you for dinner, blah, 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 trying to get away. And he was like, no, I'm going to walk you to your car.
No, sir, I'm good.
I'm like, I'm okay. So it was like 5 minutes of me saying I'm okay. So I just started to walk off. And he was like, okay. And so he grabs me from behind.
What?
Gives me a hug. And he was like, I just wanted to feel him one more.
Oh, my God.
Block immediately. I'm blocking you in the car.
And so
not even staying right here.
And get in the car, and he gets in his car, and so I'm waiting for him to pull off so I can pull off. Right. He does not leave. So we were sitting there for like 15 minutes, and he calls me. He was like, "Why aren't you leaving?" I was like, "Oh, I was just returning a phone call. You can go ahead and go. It'll be okay. I'll text you when I make it home." He does not leave. Another 10 minutes pass. Oh my God. So I leave. He pulls out directly after me. And so I lost him on the interstate.
What?
And I've never talked to him again.
Yeah.
Baby,
if that ever
I'd
happened,
have been halfway back to Louisiana.
I was about to say, yeah. I'm about to say, drive on over here. I'll have your brother-in-law ready at the door.
Now, let me tell you, that's one thing that's another reason why I drive myself.
Right.
And I never go straight home. Yeah. Or I find the most craziest route to go home just in case I'm being followed. Cause
that is crazy. Oh my goodness.
It was very odd.
Girl, you gave him because baby, the first time he would have said that about my titties, baby, I'm out. I'm out.
I'll be right back.
Sir, good night. I hope you find whatever it is you're looking for, but this ain't it.
What you got, Rod? Any memorable or funny dating experiences?
Oh no, I only had like 2 or 3 dates with individuals, and I mean, it was because I'm on my best behavior. I don't want to give them the notion that anything is. You never want to threaten somebody or make them feel uncomfortable, because once that happens, like, you just kiss it goodbye.
Right.
But
So no hugging people and telling them you knew their titties was gonna be soft.
Nope.
Stupid.
Keep it high, keep it visible.
That's
mean,
ridiculous.
Like, my dates were simple. Like, one, we went and got tacos and sat in my truck and talked for like 2-3 hours. Like, that was it. Like, you don't want somebody to feel weird, because I mean, their guard is up, and if their guard is up and you do something, you don't know what that's gonna trigger.
Yeah.
So like, I was the type to be like, let me be respectable. If she wants to drive and meet me there, that's fine. We're not going to dinner at 9:30. We're going at like 6:30. Or my thing was, I hated people who were always on their phone. Like, that's a pet peeve of mine. If we're going out somewhere and the girl would just be, constantly texting or answering phone calls on social media.
Yeah, she's disengaged.
Yeah, that if you're disengaged with me, y'all know me, I will sit there and, okay, you want to go right ahead on.
You on your phone, I'm on my phone.
We're going to be sitting there looking at each other. Well, you're not going to say nothing? Well, you wasn't saying nothing.
It's
So
like you're wasting time.
Yeah.
I mean, look here.
If
We
social
30 and 40, man, we don't have time.
if social media drives your attention, I ain't the one for you.
Right.
Because I can go without social media in a heartbeat. If I'm on social media, it's because of choice. It's not because of necessity.
Right. And also, I feel like, especially if you find somebody on a dating app where, you start that relationship, quote unquote relationship, texting, right? Whether through the app or you decide to give them your phone number. Oh, that's another thing. I never give my real phone number out until you earn it, because you're going to get this Google Voice number until you earn it. But like, in the beginning, yeah, we're focused on texting and everything. But once we start to once we meet up, now we face to face. Like, I don't need you to text me all day, every day. Especially if we made plans on Monday to meet on Wednesday. On Tuesday, why you giving me all this conversation? What we going to talk about on Wednesday?
Yeah.
Really?
Because if I done told you my whole day,
No, I need to hear from you.
Yeah, I'm one of them people too.
y'all
Where
know
it's like,
me. I'm like,
I mean, because face to face, we can always talk about something. But them long gaps, yeah, that's.
well, no, say good morning, but like, you don't need to tell me, oh, I woke up at 7, I had breakfast, oh, I had this for breakfast, blah, blah, blah. Day by, blow by blow, when we're going to meet in person and we can have a conversation in person. Why are we having such a long conversation in text?
I don't know. I just feel like that's them wanting to interact with you,
Include
even though they
you.
don't have anything to talk about.
or
It's like,
include
I was
you.
thinking about you. I'm just going to tell you this just because I
So-
thought about you.
So, like, if y'all meet the next day, is he gonna tell you everything he did Tuesday and Wednesday?
I hope he not, because I'm going to be like, yeah, I already heard this. You told me this. Remember, you told me this.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. If y'all make plans on Monday for Wednesday and Tuesday he doesn't really say anything, to me as a guy, if I'm not really saying anything, then she may be thinking, well, is he not saying nothing because he doing something else? That, like I said, that's just me.
He's
Well, yeah,
not
I
thinking
don't-
about me.
I mean, that's probably my problem.
So what if he just texted you and was like, I was just thinking about you. You would like that better than knowing what he had for breakfast
Yeah,
and all that stuff?
yeah. And then now I'm looking at the phone like, what am I supposed to say? Because I wasn't thinking about him. Okay.
Damn shame. That's a goddamn shame.
But no, sometimes men say that and they don't be really meaning it. So sometimes,
Well, I obviously they're thinking about you. They had to think about you to text you, to say,
All right.
to text you.
Or
Hence
it's
the reason
simply
why
a conversation starter. Because a lot of men will do that to be like, hey, I'm going to say this just to drive the conversation. If you can't drive a conversation, and I understand everybody's not one of them text people, but if you can't, keep a conversation going, you're going to get hit with that, the iPhone people, them 3 dots. And it's just going to be sitting there, oh, he ain't text me back.
I ain't gonna lie, I do need somebody who can start a conversation, because I'm an introvert. At work, I'm an extrovert, right? So at work, I drive a lot of conversations. I have a lot of conversations. So like in a relationship, or like when I'm off the clock, I'm silent. So I need somebody to pull it out. But again, if you've already told me all of this in a text, and now we sitting face to face.
But I feel like sometimes as women, we don't give men enough grace. I know I'm probably going to get heat for this, because I feel like we forget, and I'm guilty of it too, that men are people. And he might want to reach out to you just because, you know, he was like, oh, I went on this date. I really like this woman. Let me just say something because I just want to be in contact with her. Or he might not know what to say. You know, he might be a quote unquote nerd or whatever. And he doesn't have like the confidence that other men have. And I just feel like the same grace that you would give your homegirl, maybe we should extend a little bit to guys when we're dating them and interacting with them.
And that's a valid point.
Yeah, because sometimes when they start to get cocky, when they have that confidence, they kind of start to get cocky, and that's a turn off too.
I lose it then too. Yeah, I'm like, so I can see it.
So how do y'all balance dating with other aspects of your life? John, I heard you say that with work, you're busy and, you know, very extroverted
at work. So I'm very introverted to the point where right now I'm not even dating really. So I'm just kind of like, So how do you think it differs dating before, and I know this may have been many years ago, before you got married to now divorced? I can say before I got married, you know, I was young. I was 20 something, right? So if somebody talked to me and said, "Oh, you're so beautiful," I'd be like, "Oh, thank you." Whereas today I'm like, okay, how can I help you? Because now I feel like it's, you know, at 40 I'm like, okay, so if you just
what
looking,
you want? What do you want?
Right, what you want? Let's come on. What is
Cut
it?
the bull.
Right.
Yeah, what do you want?
Right, but younger me would have been like, oh my God, yeah, okay, thank you. You know, yeah, let's get married. That kind of stuff, you know. But today, that doesn't swim me. You asked about a pet peeve. I don't know if you asked about it, but something that I hate is, I guess you could call it catcalling. So you at the gas station, right? Yeah. And you pumping your gas. And dudes say, hey, ma, can I get your number? No. And now in Georgia, you have to watch how you say it because you never know, especially where I live today. But you never know. But like, I don't respond to stuff like that. Like, that's not the way to approach me. And don't walk up to me and say, hey, can I get your number? You sure can, but who you gonna ask to talk to? Because you never asked me my name. So you just gonna call and say, hey, I met you at the gas station, and then what? Like, so certain things, you gotta come at me at this age in a certain way where old me, not say old me, but younger me would have been like, oh yeah, it's okay, yeah, sure, here's my number. You know, you ask that today, depending on where I'm at and how safe I feel, I'll give you a number. I don't know who number, but I'll give you a number.
Time and temperature.
I'm just saying though, cause you know, it's like, and Ash, I don't know if you've ever had that where somebody just walks up to you and say, hey, can I have your number? Why? And you gonna ask me my name? And you hand me your phone so I can put my phone number in, and then you want me to save it under my name? Because you never asked me.
Like, so what about, you know, those types of dating? You know, like just dating someone on the fly. You know, someone walks up to you, casually starts a conversation, or you guys meet at, you know, a friend of a friend, you know, somebody's party or something.
Well, you know, I don't have no friends. But anywho, I understand what you mean. But no, I've never... After divorce, I've always had done the online thing because, you know, COVID and stuff anyway. And plus some apps are more women control it, I guess, you know. So if the woman likes you, then she's going to initiate the conversation as opposed to men seeing this picture and saying, oh yeah, she got pretty eyes or pretty lips or whatever the case may be. And then you get 15,000 hey messages. But yeah, I don't date people who just walk up to me. And
that's funny you said that though, because the very first weekend, because you know we had a process after we were first divorced or whatever, but the very first weekend that the baby was with Roderick, like I woke up early that morning and I was like, man, what do I do? like that's my job to be a mom. Like, okay, he's not here. Like, what do I do now? So I was like, okay, I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna go to Walmart, get some groceries. This was like at 6 a.m. because I was like, I got to do something because I was really sad. And like, I looked a mess, like literally rolled out of bed, washed my face, brushed my teeth. I'm like, I'm gonna run at Walmart. It's Walmart.
Right.
You don't have to get dolled up.
Right. Walmart.
Right.
So I'm walking around getting the groceries, and this man comes up to me, and he was like, "How are you?" And I'm like, first I'm like looking around, like, okay, who you talking to? And I'm like, I'm okay. How are you?